It's Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. Before we start the video today, I just want to let everybody know that and many of you probably already noticed, YouTube's been having some trouble over the past couple days. I don't know how many people saw yesterday's video. They're doing a lot of updates. I know that the YouTube Shorts is being monetized February 1st, so they're updating their software and whatnot. And people said that they were subscribed to channels and now they're not subscribed. People said that the people that they watched, they couldn't find their videos. People were losing views. And so there was a whole bunch of stuff going on yesterday, actually the last few days. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you give this this channel, this video, a thumbs up. Make sure that you hit the bell notification so that you're alerted with the newest videos. But make sure today that you check and you make sure you are subscribed to this channel. So hopefully this is all going to be resolved in the next day or two. But it looks like they're fixing it right now. So again, there's a lot of new changes coming to YouTube, the YouTube Shorts. Again, they're going to be monetizing those, so they're updating all this software and whatnot, and other changes that they're making. And while they're doing this, everything pretty much got shut down yesterday. Things were slowing down the day before. So just make sure that you're still subscribed to the channels that you want to be subscribed to. Make sure you're supporting the channels that you want to support. But without further ado, let's get into what's happening today. Jerome Powell out in Sweden today talking to a bunch of bankers says that the Fed might have to make unpopular decisions to stabilize prices. Now, Dow Jones up today, NASDAQ, everything across the board up today, markets across the board up today on the news that Jerome Powell says that they may have to make unpopular decisions. He said making tough decisions can be unpopular politically. This to me is somewhat hawkish. I don't understand how the markets took this in a positive manner today, but I'm beginning to believe that the markets now do not believe Jerome Powell and the Fed. I believe that they are hoping that Jerome Powell is going to pivot, but I just see right now that the markets are not believing what Jerome Powell and the Fed is saying. He says he's not going to worry about political factors. Now, has Jerome Powell just gone off the rails? Is he now ignoring the bankers, the politicians, the recession, the depression that we're going to be heading into? Is Jerome Powell ignoring all this? It seems that, again, that the markets don't care what Jerome Powell says, doesn't care what he's going to do. They're just going to keep going up. But until... And for how long? That is the question. But we're told while this is all taking place, while the economy continues to decay, while people continue to lose jobs, while people continue to go broke, we're being told daily. I watch these financial channels just like many of you do, and we're being told that everything is just fine. And this is exactly what they want you and I to believe. Everything is just fine, even though you're making less money. The money that you spend buys less. You're getting less quality. We continue to have food prices explode. And things to me just don't look normal here in the United States. Take a just take a look at some of the data here. The personal savings rate is near 17-year lows. Credit card debt is at record levels. Millions of prime age workers have quit their jobs. Full-time employment withers. We're watching real wages falling with full-time employment. We're told that, oh, there's so many jobs out there, and so many people are going back to work, and so many people are getting jobs. But what they don't tell you is these are low-wage, low-paying jobs, part-time jobs, jobs with no opportunity, jobs with no benefits. What we do know is we have a very stagnant economy right now, and we are going to watch stagflation explode throughout America. And watching all this, you have to ask yourself, does the Fed even know what's going on? Is the Fed aware of what is going on right now? And can anyone, including the Fed, even fix the damage that has been done? Is this even repairable? I would love to know what you think. Comment down below. I follow this stuff, daily, and I'm extremely concerned. And I know a lot of people just go through their lives day to day, doing their thing and have no idea what's going on. As long as they're picking up a paycheck, as long as they're eating, there are no problems. But I'm looking way ahead of this. And I really wonder, is this even repairable? Are we past the point of no return? Does the Fed even understand what is going on? I don't know. I don't know. I think that they have to, but they're trying to put off the inevitable. And the inevitable is a massive depression coming to America. Wells Fargo, once the number one player in mortgages, is stepping back from the housing market. This on Fox Business. It says here they will now offer home loans only to existing bank and wealth management customers and borrowers in minority communities. The shift will result in a fresh round of layoffs for the bank's mortgage operations. Mortgages are the biggest debt held by Americans. And you have to ask yourself, when you read an article like this today, what does Wells Fargo know that most people do not? You got to ask yourself that. Why are they stepping away from the mortgage industry? Why are so many central banks around the globe stockpiling gold? You have to ask yourself these questions right now. What are they preparing for? See, here's the thing. These banks and the central banks and your multi-millionaires and billionaires, they're all preparing for something, but they're not telling you what that something is. But they're giving you little warnings that, hey, we may be in for a correction. We may have a slight recession. It may be a soft landing. Maybe it might get a little bumpy, but we're heading into something. But they're never telling you that, watch out, this is going to get ugly. This could quite possibly throw us into a depression. People are going to suffer. People are going to go homeless. Nobody is warning you about what is happening. It's already begun. The wheels are in motion. Here's one from CNBC. Coinbase to slash 20% of workforce in second major round of job cuts. The first one, I believe, was in June, was 18%. This crypto world is flatlining, ladies and gentlemen, flatlining. And as the market, has had a couple nice days, we see Bitcoins come up a few $100s, okay. But as soon as things get bumpy, as soon as the complacency wears off, you know exactly what's going to happen to it. California weather leaves over 200,000 without power. As I make this video right now, looking out the window, it is beginning to rain, dark clouds. The winds have picked up. Now, I don't think it's going to get too bad here in Riverside County. It was raining all morning at the beach, all morning in Orange County. Now coming out this way. But as you head a little farther north, Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, all the way up the coast, they're having some serious trouble. Rain, wind, lightning strikes, and they have massive power outages. 200,000 people right now do not have power. And what do we talk about daily? The importance that you put the odds in your favor that if something happens, you have food, you have water, you have security, you're going to be comfortable. You don't have to try to run to a store because more than likely the store is closed. There is no power. They can't accept money. No transactions taking place in many towns in California because the power's out. So you either have food and water and security or you don't. So I cannot reiterate the message enough that you continue to prepare. And the people today who are sitting at home and they have their food, they have emergency food, canned food, water, a way to heat it up, a way to cook it. They have security to defend themselves against any type of looting that could be taking place. These people are going to be fine. It's the people now who don't have anything that begin to panic. The people who haven't eaten all day. If they don't have power tomorrow, they're not going to eat tomorrow unless somebody, helps them out. But, think about being resilient right now. Think about being self-sufficient right now. You got to think about what if the power went out, whether a grid goes down, it's man-made, it's purposely done, or a natural disaster like we're having out here today with winds and lightning strikes and rain. You have to be prepared for these things. And I'm going to continue to repeat the message because we're going to see more problems, I believe, especially with the grid. Here's another one. from Fox Business. BlackRock CIO reader says, Fed over-tightening dangerous to many business sectors. Now, they never came out and said it was dangerous to lower interest rates to zero, hold them there for a decade. They never said it was dangerous for the Fed to buy mortgage-backed securities, and they never said it was dangerous for the Fed to expand the balance sheet. They never said it was dangerous to print $7 trillion of money in 30 months and flood the entire U.S. economy with it. That wasn't dangerous. But now what is dangerous is the reversal, that the Fed is tightening up the balance sheet here, that the Fed is raising interest rates, going to continue to raise interest rates into 2023, throughout 2023, and possibly, quite possibly, hold them throughout 2024. So I find it so hypocritical of these people. Again, it's not interest rates that have caused the problem. It is low rates sitting too low for too long and massive money printing. That is what has caused the problem. And now people like the CIO of BlackRock, they don't like the fact that they can't borrow cheap money or borrow money next to nothing so they can buy your house. So I find it very, very hypocritical that they weren't warning anybody when the party, when everybody was at the party having fun. But now they're getting worried. And this is the same company that lost $1.7 trillion in a 6-month span. And they're going to continue to lose money because they made some very, very bad bets with home purchases. And so many of these massive companies are so dependent on cheap money, and without them, they're going to be in big trouble. Even the BlackRocks, the Blackstones, so much of this dependent on cheap money. U.S. banks get ready for shrinking profits and recession. This one also on Fox Business. Haven't we been told day after day after day that the banks are doing great? They've never been better. They're strong. They're healthy. Everything's fine. Don't worry. But yet banks are getting ready for shrinking profits and recession. They're stockpiling rainy day funds to prepare for an economic slowdown that is battering investment banking. They've known about this for a very, very long time. And now they're just starting to warn people that, hey, there might be a recession. There might be an economic slowdown. Nobody is going to tell you that a depression is looming, that a depression has begun. And by the time they admit to all of us that we're in a recession, that's when you know we're officially in a depression. The 6 major banks are expected to report an average 17% drop in net profit fourth quarter. And that comes out, I believe, on Friday. I think we get CPI on Thursday. Correct me if I'm wrong. And where is that CPI going to come in? Are they going to cook the books a little bit, manipulate some of the data and tell us, hey, everything's getting better. We're going to go from 7.1 to 6.5. Is that what's going to happen? I mean, I'm so past believing anything now that they tell us, because I think that the best barometer you have is just go to a grocery store. You tell me that inflation is only 7.1%. And if they tell us at the end of this week that it's 6.5%, go back to that same grocery store and tell me that inflation is only 6.5%. Here's another one. Jamie Dimon sounds alarm on rising U.S. debt having potentially disastrous outcomes. Yes, Jamie Dimon is correct. It is going to have a disastrous outcome. But yet Jamie Dimon does not want to admit that everything is in very, very big trouble. Jamie Dimon still believes that the U.S. consumer is strong. He still believes the consumer is strong, but he is right. They are running out of money. And his estimate is by this summer, around June, that the average consumer will have run out of money. So we will see. I think that most consumers have already run out of money. This is why we see record credit card debt, because the money is gone. The savings accounts are gone. You are looking at a savings rate at, where's the savings rate at? 2.7%. It's something absolutely ludicrous now. So people cannot save money. So all they have left now is credit cards. And the question I ask myself, and I know many of you ask the same question, is what is going to happen to millions of people when those credit cards are tapped out and no longer work? Where do they go from there? it's over. It's game over. So just a quick video today. I just wanted to report a little bit of what's going on. It's going to be very, very interesting to see where these where the CPI comes in. I believe Thursday, Friday, we'll get the bank profits. That should be interesting too, and we'll see how manipulated it is. But look, none of it really matters now. We all know what's going on. Nobody believes now, most people don't, what they're being told. They don't believe the data. They don't believe these statistics, whether it's inflation, unemployment, the bank numbers, the housing numbers, the CPI. Nobody is believing this stuff because you know what? They're looking at their bank accounts. They're looking at their purchasing power. They're looking if they're better off now than they were 2, 3, 4 years ago. And most people are not. Yes, some are. Good for those people. God bless. And if you're one of those people, get on your hands and knees tonight and thank God because you are extremely blessed. But we have people cutting out meals so their kids can eat. We have 20 million people who cannot pay utility bills. That right there is a pretty strong statistic. And I shared a couple days ago, we got a letter from the SoCal Gas Company telling us, warning us, preparing us that our gas bill is going to double. And I can tell you that it has tripled. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. 2023 is going to have a lot of surprises and a lot of misery for a lot of people. And if you're dependent on a credit card right now, you're going to be in big trouble. This is the time to get the side hustles. This is the time to stack cash, stack assets, stack food. Make sure you have security. Be walking close to God. This is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading into some real serious trouble here. God bless.